I have Bill D'Agostino. He's Senior Research Analyst with MRC Newsbusters. Scott Pelley is out at CBS. I always wondered how he was there that long because that was a baiting anchor. He never really told the truth. He just got flustered and yelled liberal talking points. Good morning, Bill.
Morning.
How you doing?
Doing well. Doing better than Scott Pelley. I'm looking forward to seeing what his solo career is going to look like, because if the way some of these other television hosts, like for example Jim Acosta, have gone now, once they lose their staff and all the people researching things for them, they stop having anything meaningful or interesting to say whatsoever. So I'm curious to see.
Well, and some of them jump to another station and all of a sudden they're conservative. It's really weird how that happens. But I want to play some of it. I don't want to take up our whole time, but here's a little bit of Scott Pelley. Hang tight.
The president doubles down on a falsehood. It has been a busy day for presidential statements divorced from reality. Well, the president's real troubles again today were not with the media, but with the facts. This comes after a rough start to his presidency, a weekend of tweeting tantrums and falsehoods from the president and his spokesman. And today the president made a claim about the size of his electoral victory, a claim that wasn't remotely true. Some of the problems Mr. Trump promised to solve last night don't actually exist. Since his inauguration, Mr. Trump has continually stamped rumors with the seal of the president. His boasting and tendency to believe conspiracy theories have led to a deficit of credibility.
I think that's enough. So, when you listen to stuff like that, has Scott Pelley ever said anything nice about the president? Do you know?
Oh, sure. You just need a different guy to be president. He had plenty of nice things to say about Barack Obama. In fact, he worshipped the very ground that Barack Obama walked on. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? Is what Scott Pelley was doing there? He talks about tantrum in that clip, right? What he is doing in all of those clips is basically throwing one long, extended, very quiet tantrum because he didn't get his way. The guy that he doesn't like didn't get elected, or the guy that he likes didn't get elected, and so now he's going to stomp his feet and basically behave like a child when it's time to deliver the news. Right? He's just going to bite his thumb at the president and say, "Oh, you're stupid. I'm going to use my platform to make you look dumb."
Yeah, and what's sad was 60 Minutes used to be an icon. You know what I mean? My dad would watch that religiously. If you spoke while it was on, you got the back of his hand across your face. You were not allowed to speak during 60 Minutes. That tick, 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 tick is so recognizable. Leslie Stahl's not much better, but I mean,
no.
It is what it is. So nobody watches it anymore, and I get really mad when it runs long and goes over an actual show I want to watch, like The Tracker or something like that. I'm like, shut up, 60 Minutes. I want to watch a good show. But his hissy fit got him fired from CBS. What'd he do?
So he did basically the same thing that you just played in that clip. He was incapable of containing his own sanctimony and throwing a little tantrum. There was a new executive producer being brought on for the show, or executive director being brought on for the show, who he very much disagreed with the idea of this man coming in. The guy tried to meet with him in private to, kind of soften things or, smooth things over, and he refused. He refused any attempt at private communication whatsoever. And then in the middle of a staff meeting with the whole team, Pelley suddenly speaks up and starts ranting about how the man is, you are utterly unqualified for this position, something like that. Like just a complete public display of insubordination, right? And so, I mean, you don't get to do something like that and then also freak out when you lose your job afterwards, right? Yeah. I mean, that's basically that's what you do when you're planning on quitting in a blaze of glory.
Yeah,
right?
You're going out in a blaze of glory. I think Bon Jovi wrote a song about that. I've had people lie about me big time and lie to me about things. But when it comes to just people, that's kind of how they are. But if you're going to be a national news correspondent, it shouldn't be on the menu. But sadly, that's all we have here now. I never thought in the United States of America, I don't even trust Fox News 100%. I don't trust anybody.
No, I mean, look, the question that needs to be asked of anybody that gets into a echelon in journalism as high up as somebody like Scott Pelley is, okay, well, what's the goal, right? What is this guy's in kind of menu of biases?
Money.
Because nobody is going to get into that position without having an axe to grind, right? I mean, that's the saying is like nobody writes a book unless they have an axe to grind, right? So even if a book is completely factual, presents all true information, it's still going to be organized in such a way that they're trying to lay out some kind of thesis because that thesis mattered enough to them at least to research and write an entire freaking book, right? So I mean that's basically the same deal with journalism, and that doesn't automatically make anybody, completely untrustworthy. But it's something that you have to ask yourself about. Literally every single one of these people is okay. So what's motivating them to be here, right? And so often it seems that the very last thing that a lot of these people have motivating them. The last thing that they cling to when every other motivation really kind of doesn't matter anymore is hatred of Donald Trump. And that was very much Scott Pelley's case near the end.
Well, they should still have to tell the truth. I mean, Donald Trump wasn't lying about a lot of the things he said he was lying about or exaggerating anything. These things are true. Right now, we've got somebody in Los Angeles watching for the voter fraud because of the mail-in voting. And it's very much something we need to worry about and we need to watch and make sure that it's not happening. Nobody's there because they shouldn't be. They're there because we need them to be. And everybody's acting like the Republicans are stomping their feet like children doing something that doesn't need to be done because they know they're probably cheating.
Right, because they don't want to get caught.
Exactly. They're going to get caught. It's about to hit the fire.
You make a big show for the news cameras when the police come in to inspect your restaurant that's been, serving mafiosos for decades because that's the only way that you cover your name. But yeah, I mean, it's the thing is like none of these people do have to tell the truth if they can get away with it, right? And I mean, it unfortunately, the last line of accountability, which was always the consumer, because there is a sizable portion of the American electorate that are in the market for somebody to tell them comfortable lies. That's basically the entire business model of networks like MS Now.
Right. And if you talk to somebody on Facebook who is absolutely lunatic, thinks Donald Trump is a clown, they always say, cite your sources. And I will. And then they'll cite a bunch of liberal sources and say, yours are lying. And I'm like, you know what? Just go take a nap. It's just, it's too much. But Scott Pelley had that delivery, and he can't help how his face is shaped, but with his chin sticking out and the way that he was so pompous about the things that he said irritated the crap out of me. From day one, I couldn't stand the guy.
He's got just the right face for that insufferable attitude.
He does, but he never showed his teeth. I never saw his teeth even once, the way he spoke. But he was paid very, very, very well to do what he did. So even if he doesn't get another job, unless he was completely flagrantly stupid with his money, he's going to be fine.
Oh, it's the thing is on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, near the bottom where you've got the food and the shelter and everything. Once you get as deeply embedded into all of this as somebody like Scott Pelley, and your ego gets as big, I think that a steady stream of attention and public visibility becomes a fundamental need. Where you see it start to emotionally damage these people without it. I mean, did you see some of those videos that Don Lemon was putting out before he started doing his podcast after after having been fired from CNN, where he was just like, he was running around train stations in New York and like filming people, and it was crazy. He
was a protester.
It was like he was having a psychotic break. It was like, my gosh, this is what happens when you take the man's cameras away, is he loses it.
Well, I think he was like that before he ever got a job in the media. I think he was just nuts. I think he still is. But the hatred of Trump sells, and that's why they keep doing it. And it just seems like that is why we have so many people who are protesting, getting run over in the middle of the street because they didn't listen to their parents when they said don't play in the street. We've got them attacking cops, burning down cities, and they always get a pass. And if Republicans do anything, then they are the worst criminals on the earth. So we've got to do something to get the media back in check. Scott Pelley leaving is a good thing, but there'll be another one just like the other one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the best you can do, right, is continue to point out everything that these people do wrong. And I mean, we're going for total reputational destruction here, right? I mean, it starts to be financially painful for these networks when nobody takes them seriously anymore.
Well, and 60 Minutes is there.
We're not there yet, so we got to keep going.
Yeah, the tick, tick, tick is a drip, drip, drip. I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah.
It's a drip, drip, drip right now, and it's got there's a hole in the bucket, dear Lila, Lila, and it's on its way out. Young kids don't watch it. I don't watch it. I mean, and I'm Gen X, so any generation below me isn't going to watch it. They're toast. So that's how it's going to go. Pretty soon, 60 Minutes won't be on the air anymore. Bill D'Agostino is Senior Research Analyst with MRC Newsbusters. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I have about 15 seconds for you to tell people where to go to learn more about this.
Oh, yeah, come check us out at newsbusters.org. Follow us on X at Newsbusters, and if you're so inclined, follow me at Banned Bill on X as well.
Everybody go do it. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.